it all comes down to what's that word? Is it epitomology? Is that how you find
Oh,
things
yeah,
out?
yeah.
It's because this is the thing. Like, since I found out about red pill after already learning a lot about the world in all types of ways, learning about red pill didn't make me into a certain person, I guess you could say. But what scares me is a 20-year-old, 21-year-old, 22-year-old, how they come to find this information, how it
Hmm.
becomes the peak of their information.
Yeah.
It's just like how when I was telling you about whenever I was 16, 17 years old, I was obsessed with zeitgeist.
Hmm.
And it was because that was my epitomology, was to I hadn't learned enough from other things to be able to put all these different pieces. Now at 32, happy birthday me. But now at
He's in
32,
his peak.
I'm able to like put them all together though, and kind of like see everything as it's supposed to be, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
So what I'm worried about is that when the guys get into red pill, they will say that it's a that it's not a an ideology, but when
It's
it's
not.
the only thing that you've learned, like say like it's you haven't learned about a lot of other things, they will turn it into a philosophy. They will turn it into something more than it's supposed to
What?
be. It's only I only think this is like the guys that see everything wrong, like
Hmm.
the high functioning autists, the black pillars, the make like I think
Sure.
this is people that are seeing things completely wrong. Now don't get me wrong, there's a giant bracket of like the guys that I hang with, the red pillars that I know and stuff, and we're all up here. Like we all see it for what it's supposed to be,
Yeah.
the praxeology that it is.
Yeah.
But it's just those lower guys that's just like y'all gotta fucking understand that what you're all preaching is not you're gonna ruin your life making it into that ideology. And a lot of guys do that though.
No.
You don't think so?
No, not at all. I think we lack personal responsibility. I really do. I think that when you so this is always the debate that ends up coming. Remember what I was saying about philosophy? This is it.
Yeah.
So it's like you always want to argue about what's right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm arguing about what is.
Mm-hmm.
Even though you follow like red pill concepts, let's just pretend you don't for a minute, just to keep it clear cut. Like a blue pill mindset is always what's right, what's moral, and we're just here to be like, this is what is. It's not good nor bad, it's just a fact.
Mm-hmm.
But what happens is when people follow a specific religion, and that's fine if you do, we encourage it, like you need, that's growth.
But don't
And
project it on everybody else.
well, no, you can, because that's, I mean, Christianity does that, because in the Bible you got to spread the word of,
Go.
like,
Go. Yeah.
so I understand it, but I'm saying like, honestly, Christians are like the least of the problem. They'll pray for the person that's suppressed or
Mm-hmm.
whatever they say, but it's not like red pill. I can't control. Hold on, I'm getting my thoughts together. I can't control what somebody does with information. Video games, they thought were going to be horrible for men. They
Mm-hmm.
still say they're going to end up
Yeah. Yeah. It causes all types of shit. Yeah.
influencing them to do certain things. People will criticize the red pill, saying that it focuses on uh, trying to sleep with lots of
Yeah. Plate
women,
spinning and shit. Yeah.
and that's not
The focus.
that's not entirely wrong, but that's not like how
That's
do
like one of the 10. Like that's 1/10 of the whole thing.
and
One 1/20th. Shit.
well, they're missing the point. So like when people get into the red pill, or like they come across and they're like, oh, we're teaching men to be
Plate spinners. Yeah. Whatever.
yeah, sluts,
Yeah.
and how can they want a girl that isn't a slut? How does that make sense? And what we fail to realize is that men get really attached, and men go all in too much.
Facts. That is so true. Yeah.
One-itis is the biggest disease.
Yes, it
Like
is.
it causes men to have an unhealthy obsession.
Mm-hmm.
It's if you want to do the female equivalent, it's kind of like when a girl's like, "Ooh, I'd marry him," like on a first date. But men take that and they move with it. That's the difference. Men
Especially
are
the guys that don't
action.
have experience or aren't getting out
Mhm.
there. Yeah.
They're action takers. So what they'll end up doing is pushing the girl away more. When we say date non-exclusively, your attention is diverted, so you're not there, because there is suicidal. It's
Yes.
not healthy.
Yeah.
But like this, like dating non-exclusively, it's fine. Like a lot of times girls will do that. Girls will see multiple men. Why is it okay for them to do it? And it's actually optimal because they have a shorter window, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's problematic if a guy does. I think if you give the right guy the tools, he will do with it well. I guess. Like, yeah, there's a small proportion of men that extort it or whatever,
Hmm.
but there's also a small percentage of women who do the same. Not
Yeah,
to
yeah,
say
yeah.
they're
They're
same,
yeah they're
but
taking advantage of it.
yeah. So I think we focus too much on like get the girls, blah blah blah. It's more so like keep the morale up because
Hmm.
that one-itis fucks you up.
Yeah.
It
So
really
like
does.
so if they pay attention to the praxeology and follow, just understand all these things, they're way more likely to just not fall into the trap that a lot
Mhm.
of men are falling into.
Yeah, and it's like you can
But they don't need to make it an ideology. They just need to understand these facts, move forward with it in the correct way.
I my question is how is it an ideology?
Well, like I said, it's just the inexperienced guys. I don't think that
Like how
guys
would
that
you define ideology? Anybody got the definition?
no, I don't. My big thing is it always goes back to prescriptions and like
Like belief
it's so
sets,
and like
right?
and like here's the thing, we give out prescriptions advertently and inadvertently. We give out prescriptions advertently with courses. Every person in Red Pill has a course. I don't
No,
think there's
that's not true.
I would say most of them do, at least 50%,
Name
at least
five.
51%. I mean, like Andrew Tate,
Andrew Tate.
Myron, Donovan,
Okay.
like I would say most of the people that I see all make money in some form,
Yeah.
and in that way that they're making money, they're having to give advice, which is prescriptions.
Sure.
Now, don't get me wrong, Rolo, the people who really are creating all this shit, they stick to the praxeology because that is what it is, and they're not giving out prescriptions. But
I think you can give out prescriptions, but it's not necessarily red pill. It's more so your
yeah,
experience.
yeah, a
You
thousand
know what I mean?
percent. That's the whole reason why I got into this space because I saw tons of people didn't have experience with women, but I
Yeah.
had a decade of plenty of experience, and that's
Yeah.
why I'm willing. I'm not scared to say that I'm giving out a prescription and it might work or it might not fail. I'm not scared to do that at all, but most people are.
You should be scared.
Of course, because you can have adverse effects on other people's lives. But the thing is, everybody else, like I said, people are giving out prescriptions both inadvertently and advertently. And the thing is, you do
Hmm.
it inadvertently. Perfect example is Andrew Tate. Or 5 years ago on Twitch, whenever a lot of the bad shooting stuff
Yeah.
was happening, tons of people on Twitch came out and were like, guys, we have to think about what the fuck we're saying because there was a shooter or something that happened, and everybody was like, guys, we need to think before we say certain things. Everybody on Twitch had a giant mental change, okay? And look what happened to Andrew. He did the same thing. Once he blew up so big that he got canceled on his video, what did he do? He apologized. He said multiple times, I understand now that I have millions of
Yeah.
people watching me, so I need to think about the 0.01% that might do something stupid. You inadvertently influence people by whether or not it's a course. The thing is like, say I look up to Rolo a lot.
Yeah.
I really do, honestly. I
Mhm.
actually almost paid a lot of money months ago
Mhm.
to just ask him for certain advice because I look up to him so much, and as a
Daddy.
father, as as a father and a husband.
Yeah.
But so if you really look up to somebody, even if they so rarely give advice on something, you're going to take it so literal because that is like a father figure to you. That
Well,
is somebody that you take so seriously.
that's you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's like
But
men.
I'm not even saying that Rosa because he doesn't. He's so good at the praxeology. It's not
Well,
him.
well,
It's all the other people. It's everybody else that's pandering all this stuff.
well, Rolo gets dragged a lot for saying he gives prescription on like the iron rules of Tomasi. They are
Those
not.
aren't prescriptions. Yeah,
So,
those
but
people are stupid
but
if they're
when
saying that.
people hear like, right, but when they hear never have sex or if a girl makes you wait for sex, the sex is never worth the wait.
They think it's a fact. Like
They
stand by it on everything.
yeah,
Yeah.
and what do? You can't like you cannot control how people one process information. You Rolo says it all the time. You can't speak in hyperboles because people take it. I've learned
Yeah.
that
True.
too.
Yeah.
I say a joke. Oh my god, I was canceled like the first week, like a long time ago. But it's like if you give prescriptions and you don't follow those prescriptions, remember there's also that component. It's
Yeah.
hard to know with parasocial relationships.
Very true.
I've met a lot of these guys. They're really who they say they are for most, but like they don't like the consumer doesn't know that and the consumer might never actually know that. And so then if something comes out about that person, how do they know if that's even true or not? It just creates a lot of these parasocial relationships bad, but like
Well, that's what it all comes down.
don't
Like take.
don't look up to your idols. Like don't idolize them.
Yeah, yeah, no, but this is the big issue though. Like the reason why Andrew Tate is so big and it's all over the news and everything like that is because they're like he's influencing these kids, he's influencing these 15 to 18 to 20-year-olds. So those people,
Yeah.
like we can say all day long that like this isn't an ideology, kids. This is a praxeology, blah blah. they're 17, 18 years old. Some of them are so fucking stupid that when they see these clips of Andrew Tate and stuff, they don't know anything else but to run with it. Like, if we were living in an intelligent
Did they do
society, I would,
anything? Did they
yeah,
do anything that was
no.
harmful?
Yeah, and see, thank God, like, nobody does. Like, I think everything is getting very, like, safe right now, I guess you could say, or, like, really,
Yeah.
like the truth is coming out in a way safer form to where guys, I don't think are gonna, like, there's people like me that are pushing it, I feel like, in a way where guys are gonna be able to come in, like, I don't sit here and tell guys you can't be emotional and stuff. I tell them you need to go talk to your boys. You need to go do these certain
Right.
things. And but some guys might watch certain things of Andrew Tate, like a 1 minute clip, and then it
Mhm.
makes them think, oh, I can't talk about emotions anymore. But there's definitely tons of red pillars that are pushing everybody to say, no, just do it this way if you're gonna do it.
I
You
would
know?